What up, everybody? Backlog Gaming here with another video of the Warbond and Beyond, where we give you all of your Helldivers 2 news for the week in one short video, so you can get all your information here every Saturday. So, without further ado, we're going to jump into Liberty's latest. This is where we cover our major orders and what happened in the last week or so. So we had to eliminate nightmares. This was a success. We eliminated 20 million shriekers, 12.5 million impalers, 6.25 million factory striders, and 7.5 million flesh mobs. Now there was a dev adjusted amount on the leviathans that we bumped it down to 750,000, which we were able to obtain and successfully complete that MO. Moving on to the current MO, we have the gloom shielding polymers. So this is going to allow us to synthesize kind of things for our engine as a coating or our hybrid technology in order to venture into the gloom if we are successful. Now we need 30 million rare samples. We also need to hold Turing and Acronor Secundus. So holding those two planets until the order ends is where we're at right now. So it is on the bug front, but we could be pushing into the gloom. I am looking ahead to kind of see where we're going to be setting out around the time of Xbox launch, since we are less than a month out from Xbox launch. I'm assuming that there is going to be some type of major MO that is going to progress the story, or we're going to get some type of quarterly drop, just like we got the one for Defending Super Earth, to kick off that edition of the Xbox player. So we could be going deep into the gloom if we are successful here. The training facilities are also on the bug front, so that's another sign, but there is also lines that have been drawn for Cyberstan on the bot front. So who knows where Joel's going to take us next, but time will tell. Time will tell. Moving on to Freedom's Fine Print, there's no patch this week. The devs are still out on vacation the remainder of this week, and they will be back the first week of August. Moving on to Shaping Democracy. So right now, the Helldivers 2 devs confirmed that major UI changes should come faster after solving cumbersome issues. So this was taken in Discord, and the image is posted over here to my right. But hey, that's mean, but it's sadly true. Our UI system is very cumbersome to develop, but we are working on improved systems that will allow us to build in-game UI faster. Also, we made the decision early to focus on Discord as a primary platform for the community, as it's what we use internally for playtests in other games. So this is on the radar of the devs, so hopefully we see it sooner than later. For the UI, I don't... Playing this game, I feel like there's bigger issues to tackle than the UI, personally. But from there, we'll take any improvements that we can get from the team. Moving on to Whispers of the Super Destroyer. This is where all the rumors come into play. There was a mishap of a potential rumor of a new enemy called the Puker. This was debunked on Reddit by various users that their comments were not upvoted as much as others, but the original poster of the kind of post itself says, okay, so I feel like I need to have to clear this up. There is no Spore Burst Bile Titan. I just thought it was a new enemy because the death report showed Puker, which was actually a player's name in the game. So it made it look like, since he was killed by a Bile Titan, there's a bug that makes you feel like another player killed you. This player happened to be Puker, so it kind of sparked a little bit of a controversy within the community on Reddit. But I will say there is a leak that came up. Crimsica added a new planet with a really long name. Apparently, you can see it over here to the right. It is a reference to a city in Wales. So it's very, very long. I'm not going to try to pronounce it for fun. Just know that it's in the game now and as kind of a nod there. Lastly, we're going to move on to Super Citizen Spotlight. I don't have any clips or artwork to show this week, but I wanted to take this time to discuss the overall performance of Helldivers 2 and kind of give my concerns of where we're sitting at. The devs have been on break for their 2-week vacation, which is like summer vacation, right? I get that. They're not currently working on the game, or there might be a skeleton crew that stayed behind in case something really bad went happen. Honestly, I've been having more crashes on PC. I've been having issues with the Gloom Strain and diving into cities. prior to this, I had issues with the cities, like diving in on the bots, not being fully optimized. But we kind of see the engine screaming as we drop in for these missions, trying to load stuff. But honestly, this worries me a little bit. We're coming up on the launch of Xbox. We really need to make sure that Helldivers 2 is in a good spot. I was hoping that we'd get a patch this Thursday in order to kind of remedy some of these issues that we've been having, like a little tiny hotfix in order to fix them. I've been seeing reports of the game crashing upon closing it. It just seems like the game right now is not running very well for a game that has been out for a year and a half. I kind of contributed a little bit of this to the engine that they're utilizing, but also it gives me concerns because, like I said, the Xbox release is less than a month away. And if we release on Xbox and we have these types of issues and we have these types of problems, that's going to spark a lot of conversation of like, hey, I paid X amount of dollars for this game and it's crashing or it's not performing well on my Xbox, or I'm getting frame stutters or whatever the case may be. So I honestly hope that the devs, once they come back from their vacation, are very diligent on getting us a patch that basically fixes a lot of the bugs and crashes issues. I don't know how PS5 is performing personally because I don't play on that platform, but I assume some people are having issues. I'm having horrible audio issues that popped up with the Gloom this week to where audio will just cut out. I'm getting like 1, 2 to 3 second freeze frames going on, and it's not just me, right? Like I thought maybe it's my PC, maybe it's something going on with me. No, there's other divers that I dive with that are having the same issue. So I really hope that the main focus before the UI, before anything else, let's get this thing running good so when it launches on Xbox, it's running great. I love big patches, but it always seems like when we have big patches, we have horrible bugs. And this one just kind of lined up that we had a huge patch release. Then you guys went on vacation, and now we're having to deal with performance issues for the last 2 to 3 weeks on the game occurring. I've had issues also where, we complete a submission within a specific mission and we don't get credit for it when we load in. We might be getting credit for it. I don't know. It doesn't light up. So I don't know if it's a visual bug. I don't know if it's an actual bug to where we're not getting credit for it. If that's the case, that's kind of bad, because we're putting in the effort. So I assume that equates to liberation rates and whatnot being lower potentially. I don't know. But overall, I feel like the game really needs a good polishing before we even think about launching it on Xbox. And hopefully the team can get that done, right? I know that they outsource the Xbox port to the same people in Sony that do the porting to PC. So I'm assuming if we have a patch here, we don't know what bugs are going to pop up on Xbox and be Xbox specific at that point. I don't know who's responsible for maintaining the bugs and maintaining the fixes that would go on Xbox that may not be present on PlayStation 5, that may not be present on PC, and we're not expanding staff in order to support that. So it just makes me worried a lot. Where are we headed? What are we doing? We need to get this nailed down. And if ultimately it is this engine that is dated and not supported anymore by the people that created it, and we're just limping it along, I'm really hoping we can get an Unreal 5 port or some other engine that is more stable, that allows the devs to do more with. Or at least if Helldivers 3 is going to be on that type of engine, that would be great too. But this antiquated engine that we have, we put out updates, and then from there we have a lot of bugs and random issues popping up. We've had some outstanding bugs that have been there from the start of time, like bouncing stratagems and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't have any faith that these issues are ever going to be fixed by the team, because it just is what it is. It's the jank of this the engine that they're on. Unfortunately, that's what it is. And how many times do we hear due to limitations we can't do X, Y, and Z, but they would love to do X, Y, and Z. I really hope that that Sony group that ported it to Xbox, hey, do us a favor, Sony, and invest in porting this completely, everything that the devs have made, to Unreal 5, please. or some other system, they like Unity or whatever. I don't care what it is. Just make sure that it's better supported than the one that they're currently on, that we can get resources in quickly. So if they need to ramp up development, there's going to be more developers that know how to develop with Unreal 5 than their current engine that they're utilizing. It's just a given. It's like the main engine that's being utilized throughout gaming as a whole right now. So again, just hope they fix the game. Honestly, get it polished up real good. You can play it like 95% of the time it's playable, but it ain't good. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're just accepting the jank because you like the game. And I don't feel like that's right? I don't feel like I would be comfortable as a developer and publisher that the game's performing the way it is. I would be looking for solutions to all of those problems, and I think the big solution is porting it. We've seen this happen with Halo. Halo ported to Unreal 5 from their current engine. Halo Infinite or whatever, they did an Unreal port and released it as an update. We could do the same thing. You know, as a live service games in Sony, hey Sony, I hate to break it to you, but Destiny 2 ain't doing anything. Marathon is in the trash can. And Helldivers 2 is the only one that's come out in recent years that's actually worth a damn. So put your money where your mouth is, and let's make this thing awesome. Let's make it perform well. It's a logical business decision. But we'll see what they do. Like, I don't know. But anyways, not to lean in on a negative note. Still love the game. Still playing the game. Still contributing. Still doing things. I just accept it for its flaws and what it is. And hope that the message of like, hey, let's get off this antiquated engine. Let's get on something else, you know, that's up there, that looks good, makes it back to the correct people it needs to make it back to, and that hopefully can influence some decisions going on, and the community can really drive that conversation of being like, hey, it's time. You guys sold a shit ton of copies. You're about to sell a shit ton of copies on Xbox. Let's get this game where it needs to be. Let's get this game performing where it needs to be, and let's also unbind ourselves from those chains holding us back as a developer and as, you know, what the community wants. Anyways, that's it for today's episode of Warbond and Beyond. Real quick, we're going to cover a few things in our closing comments. Things have kind of changed on the channel slightly with YouTube. So right now we are only streaming on YouTube Friday, Saturday, Sundays, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. If the stream is going to continue past 11 p.m., that is going to be on TikTok, okay? We multi-stream on TikTok, but anything else that is Monday through Thursday is also a random stream that is going to happen on TikTok. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, the link tree's in the description down below. I still want to focus on growing my YouTube audience, so our goal for the end of the year is 500 subscribers on this channel. We are currently at 344 at the time of filming this, so we are getting there, but we are not getting any help from the algorithm right now, so we're going back to basics of just being very consistent with the channel, with our streaming times, upload schedule, and the content that we are covering to make sure that we get the algorithm push that we need. Still going to upload daily shorts here. That's still going to happen. Right now, they've been gameplay focused. I'm going on vacation next week, so they're going to be gameplay focused again. Those are already pre-done. They are all Helldivers 2 clips, but those will be releasing Monday through Thursday on the channel and going live here. So, anyways, appreciate you staying till the end of this video. If you liked it, give it a like. Comment down below what your thoughts are on this week. Hopefully, these episodes start to pick up on time as we get closer to the devs returning and we actually start seeing some progress and the hype of the Xbox launch and Joel taking us someplace new and the leaks coming out. Who knows? Things could get crazy. But as always, keep diving, and I appreciate you, and have a good one.